am sharing with you my new planner setup. So if you're following me on Instagram, you have seen this little guy quite a bit lately. This is the Filofax Croc in Chestnut. So I don't know why I ordered this because I usually love like the black planners, like my Finsbury. I've had this since November and I've been in it and I don't intend switching anytime soon. But something about this was calling me. I don't know what it was. I was extremely nervous to order it, but I went ahead and did it and I'm super glad that I did. So this is the chestnut color. I didn't see a lot of pictures of this beforehand. A lot of people in the planner community, if they have this planner, are not sharing pictures of it, so it was hard to know whether or not I should buy it. But it looks really good, especially with my black inserts. So let's just go through this really quick. So in this back pocket, this is my wallet. So I have some cash, some deposit slips, and one of these cloth and paper cards. I think I mentioned this in another video, but I put sticky notes on these. I like to carry sticky notes with me, but I don't necessarily need a whole stack. And if you pull them off, they get dirty on the back of the sticky. So I stick them on the back of these cards, which you see I have another one here. This one I really like. I keep it in here because the tan and black kind of just vibes together really well. And then I have these Project Life cards. I've been toying around with a few ways that I can use those in my planner, so I just stuck them in here to have them if I decide I need them. And in this zipper pocket, I just have a few more cards, rewards cards that I don't necessarily need all the time, some paper clips, and I have my trusty nail file that I keep in all of my planners. So I have that there. And the first thing that I have here is the cloth and paper, the Idols dashboards. This is the iconic dashboard. It comes in 3 different ones. I think I'm gonna get all 3 because they are my favorite dashboards right now. So I will be sure to link this as well as all the inserts in here down below so that you can check them out if you want to. But so this is the Idols dashboard from Cloth and Paper. So one of my main goals with this planner was to kind of incorporate my love for the minimalist black and white vibe with the brown cover. So I think that going with black was a good choice because this here is kind of dark, so it kind of pulls that darkness out of it that I like. But as you flip through it, you'll see like my main priority was keeping it minimalist and luxe. It's kind of my style. So I thought that these black dashboards and black dividers would look really nice with the dark accent of the planner itself. So behind the dashboard, I just have a Peanuts Planner Go categorized list 5 category list insert. This is my inbox. You guys know that I use a little bit of digital planning as a supplement. So I have an inbox here and on my phone, and I just keep it right in the front so I can write anything down that comes to my mind. And then the next thing I have are my ideas and requests for content. So anything you guys request or anything I come up with on the fly, I can just write it down really quick. This is the 3 category list insert from Peanuts Planner Co. And then the next thing I have is the habit tracker, monthly habit tracker fold out from Peanuts Planner Co. I got it in the middle of the month and I didn't want to start it in the middle of the month, so I just saved it. I'm going to start it in June, and I think what I'm going to do is do like personal on one side and work on the other side. I like to keep my daily work tasks on a tracker instead of writing them in my daily pages. It's just easier. I don't forget things. It's just the way that I like to do it. So I think that's how I'm going to use that. So the dividers that I have in here are the new black plastic dividers from Cloth and Paper. I don't want to say that I like these more than my clear plastic ones, but for this planner, I definitely do. These were definitely the perfect choice. I got them in the white foil just in case I decide that I want to go back to a black planner, but I think that the gold would have been a better choice for the brown if I knew that I was going to keep it. But I love these equally as much. These are beautiful. They are so luxe and so nice and so durable. I can't say enough good things about these dividers. I'm really considering getting a set for my Finsbury. I love the black. So these are the dividers that I'm using. The first one is schedule. I get all of my dividers in the CEO edition from Cloth and Paper. So it creates consistency for me, and I don't really have to think about like if I want to move things around in my setup. It reduces decision-making fatigue. So that's the main reason that I go with that, but it just creates a sense of consistency for me. And I like knowing where everything is. I can flip to it immediately. I have a set in all of my dividers. I have a set in all of my planners, excuse me. Here is my schedule tab, and in here the first thing I have is the Peanuts Planner Co. yearly bundle monthly checklist fold out, I believe, something like that. I'll put it up on the screen, and everything that's in here will be linked down below, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in any of this. But the first thing I have in here is my fold out, and I just use this for all of my future planning and appointments. I don't have a lot of things that get pre-planned, so this is just plenty of space for me. The clip that I have here is from SESSA. It is the rose gold money clip, and this is a freebie card that I got in my Infinite Lotus order. It's a May, I think they call it a tracker card or something like that. You can buy them separately, and I will link them down below as well. But it did come free in one of my orders. And this planner is my everyday carry. Like I said, it's my wallet, so I have it with me all the time. I use this planner for weekly planning and project planning and like bigger picture notes planning, stuff like that. And I use this one for my everyday to-do lists and things that I need with me all the time. So this planner has the cloth and paper daily capsule pages in it. And I did get these in the middle of the month, so the first part of the month I couldn't use, but I went ahead and put them in here so that I would have, you know, something sturdy to clip this front thing to, this front insert and money clip to. So like I said, I just put all of my daily to-do lists on these. I future plan with sticky notes because my plans always seem to change, so it's just easier if I can like scratch out and move sticky notes around and things like that. So all of my future planning is done with sticky notes. These tabs are from JetPens. I will link them down below. I do not remember what they're called. It's a 4-pack set, and I just use these 2 colors in this planner. So the next tab that I have is my lists tab. I am a multi-venture entrepreneur and freelancer, so I have a lot of different projects and things going on, and it can sometimes be a little bit difficult for me to focus in on one thing at a time. So what I decided to do, and I did this like just a few days ago and it's really helping me so far, is to take one of these running list inserts or task list inserts from Peanuts Planner Co. And on the front, I just have like my top priorities, like all of the projects that I'm working on that are #1 right now. And then on the back, I have background projects. So like these are all things that I have to be working on, but the front is things that are like time sensitive or most important. And then the back is like, if I have free time, I can start working on these things. So it's really helping me to kind of like hone in my focus and zone in on what I'm supposed to be doing that day. Or, you know, when I'm planning for the week, whenever. It's just really nice to have this right in the front. It does need to be updated, so I'll be doing that this week, but this is super helpful. If you have trouble focusing or zoning in on things, I highly recommend just having a little reference list in here. It's all it took for me. So the next thing I have in here is for the contract that's actually closing on Friday. This is just some work order tracking that I was doing for the rentals that was coming in. So I just track, you know, the address, what the problem is, what if I need to do anything, and then when it's done, it gets checked off. And then the next thing that I have in here is actually for my next contract. It's kind of a transition between this contract and the next contract. I bought them for the next one, but I figured I could start using them now. This is the appointment tracker from Peanuts Planner Co. I am responsible for scheduling appointments for people, scheduling appointments for myself, things like that. So I'm going to use these to track appointments. So I'm gonna have a sheet for each person, where they're supposed to go, what the details of that appointment are, the date and time, and then whether or not it's been done. And that's just gonna help me kind of keep track of where people are at certain times, whether or not something needs to be invoiced. So then the next thing that I have is the actual job tracker. This just kind of tracks whether or not I've sent the estimate, if the work has been scheduled, if it's been completed, invoiced, and if we've received payment. This is the another one of those 5 categorized list inserts from Peanuts Planner Co. as well. The next thing I have is a contact reference. I know I've talked about this before. Because I work in like teams of people, it is highly beneficial for me to have some kind of reference of who I'm talking to, what was said, and when it was said. So I've had messages inserts in the past, but because it's so small, I wanted to kind of condense it. So this one is a contact reference insert from Peanuts Planner Co. And I can write, it has inquiry and response, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna write like, you know, who it was and where the conversation happened. If it happened on the phone, you know, I'll take little notes, but if it happened in an email or text message, I'll just write a reference of where that is so I can go back to it. But this just kind of keeps me in the know of what's going on, and if someone asks me something, I can immediately respond accurately with what happened and what was said. So I'm going to be using that as my new kind of daily communication log. And then back here I have these, oh, I think I forgot to say what these are. So these are the large grid checklists from Peanuts Planner Co. I forgot to say what this one was. It's the same thing. So I use these, this little stack back here are my GTD next actions list. So I have a waiting on list, a to contact list, a sub questions and notifications list, and a customers questions and notification list. These two will have to do with my next contract. I just went ahead and stuck them in here so that I wouldn't forget that I needed them. And then back here I have a 3-category categorized list insert from Peanuts Planner Co. And I'm using this as an add to planner list. With my Finsbury I do have the add to planner list, but in an attempt, I guess, to make my planner more efficient and more condensed, I decided to use these so that I could write down any ideas or things that I need to add to my planner, and then I could mark which planner I want to put it in. And then back here in this second SESSA Rose Gold money clip, I have just some extra inserts that have the large grid checklist, appointments, contact reference, and that's it. And then here I just have this to-do list. This is another 3-category list from Peanuts Planner Co. And I cut slits where the holes are to be able to move it around kind of like a disc bound planner, and the reason I did that was so I could move this into my daily section. So what I did last week, and I think I'm going to continue this for this week, is to take this and stick it into the daily list pages. That way I can kind of plan out my weekend, things that can't necessarily be done on the work week, during the work week. So I took it and I put it in there so it would be easy to access, and then I just moved it back here because I did get some of this done, I just haven't crossed it off yet. But I'll have this for reference next time, and I can just clip another one up and stick it in. So the next tab that I have here is my project section. I have a vision board list of things I want to add to it, and then some project planners. I think I'm going to use these for personal planning, but I did want to have them in case I needed them for work. So I just kind of stuck those in there. If I have a project section, I'm going to put a project in there. And then the next one is my finance section. So in here I have the Peanuts Planner Co. budget tracker, and I'm going to use this for kind of just knowing where my money's going at all times, not necessarily on a budget, just to be able to visualize where my money's going, how much I have in certain places, and things like that. So these are all clipped together. I'm probably going to unclip them, but I just clipped them together for now. And then I have a to buy list in my purchases tracker. This is just a running list insert from Peanuts Planner Co. And then I have my purchases tracker. This is the cloth and paper purchase tracker, and I really like these inserts. Their inserts are so chic and nice. So I have the monthly expenses in my Finsbury over here. So what I did was, since this is an on-the-go planner, as I buy things and shop, and this is also my wallet, I can kind of write down my purchases, and then my plan is to, at the end of the week, kind of compile them and put them into my expense tracker, which is where I track bills, expenses, spending, everything. That's kind of like where all of my budgeting is done. This is just going to be like a on-the-go reference for me. So I'll have here my budget tracker, tells me how much money I have and how much money I have to spend on certain things, and then here I'll have my purchases, and then I also have like my shopping list, like not groceries, but just things that need to be bought outside of that. And then back here I just have some extra running list inserts from Peanuts Planner Co. and a categorized list. I saw that some people are using these for like, I saw one person was using them as a trip planner, but like things they needed to buy for their trip. So I kind of wanted to keep it in here, and I could categorize things that I need to buy for work or for a work trip or for a vacation or anything like that. So I thought this would be good. I kind of just left it here as a reminder that I could use it for something like that. And then the next tab that I have here is my goals and ideas inserts. I had the cloth and paper executive dot grid inserts. I thought these would be really good for, you know, mapping out ideas, taking notes on the go, anything like that. I really like how these are. You can, what I'm going to do with them is to kind of take notes as I go and then highlight the month, date, and day of the week afterward. That way I can just like have a quick place to flip to and write stuff down. It doesn't matter how many pages I use, and when I go back I can highlight the date later. So I have a few of those in here. And then I have the Infinite Lotus. This is the, I believe it's the yearly planner. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I will definitely put it on the screen and link it below. But what I want to use this for is kind of my monthly goals. So in my personal planner, I have the cloth and paper goal planner. So these are like broken down goals for 5 weeks at a time. And then this, what I want to do is to take like month by month what my goals are or what I'm looking to achieve or the projects that I'm trying to work on within that month. So it doesn't start until July, which is why I don't have anything written down in here. But that's how I'm going to use this, is just for kind of like my monthly goals. And then over here I'll have my broken down goals. So this insert goes from 2019 to 2020, July to June. So it kind of gives me a 12-month 4 top goals for these 12 months, so I could do like quarterly is kind of what I'm thinking, and then a bucket list, just some things to do and achieve during that 12-month period. And then the last tab I have here is the miscellaneous tab section. This is also from the yearly bundle from Peanuts Planner Co, and I just use it for health tracking. The different colors mean different things, so it's kind of how I use that. And then I have the Peanuts Planner Co headache log. I wish I didn't have to have this, but I do. I'm trying to track kind of, you know, when and why I'm getting headaches and trying to figure out, you know, where they're coming from and what my triggers are. I've struggled with headaches since like, I don't know, since I was like 11. So I think it's about time now that I figure out where these headaches are coming from so I can minimize them. So I used the headache log from Peanuts Planner Co. And then this is another categorized list. I was using it as a mood tracker. I haven't been very good about using it, seeing as how it's almost the end of the month. I've only used it twice. And then I just have some extra blank inserts back here. And then here is one of those Project Life cards that I was playing with. I punched the disc mound on one side. I didn't know how I wanted to use it, but I punched holes on the other side and put slits in them so that I could kind of slip it in. And I just stuck some more cloth and paper sticky notes to it just to have to use for whatever. And then back here I have the top loading envelope that comes with the Filofax, and it just has a few cards in it from cloth and paper. These are just some little journaling cards. This one is my favorite quote so far, and then I have some appointment cards to take appointments on the go. And then, like I said, this is my wallet, so license, credit card, what is that called, insurance, like AAA type of thing. I have insurance cards back here. And let's see, the pen that I'm using is the SESSA Dry. This is from Jet Pens. I got it in the same order that I got the tabs in, so those are a recent addition. So yeah, that is my planner setup. This is my everyday carry. I use it for daily use. Everything that I would need on the go will be in here. This is the initial setup. I've never used Pocket before. This is the first time that I've done anything with this size planner. I didn't think that I would like it, but I actually have really grown to love it. I never thought that I would love something so tiny, but it's too cute and adorable to not love. So I'm just gonna keep using it and see how it goes. And I will share with you guys the evolution of this planner in conjunction with this one especially. But I am starting some new contracts and ventures this month, so that will be fun to see how this all works out. So thank you guys so much for watching and joining me today. Please feel free to leave comments, questions, ideas, suggestions, anything below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.